Hello, and welcome back to Therapist Plays Omori. And welcome back to the extreme cognitive and tonal dissonance that is this game and this YouTube series. Because while this bubbly, safe little hometown music plays, my mind is full of dark thoughts. Much like little Sonny Brady here, real Brady is thinking some dark things about this game. And because I actually had a dream about this game, okay? In between the last recording and this one, I was puzzling over this. I was like, why are our fantasies in Headspace so juvenile? And then the kids in this world, they're preteens or teenagers, like Kel is in high school, Aubrey's, a teenage brat, and Hero's going off to college. But they're all kids in Headspace. And then I remembered. Kale said, we all used to be friends. So that adds another layer of understanding to me that Headspace is not just a fantasy that Omori or Brady retreats into to escape this world, but perhaps a place in time before all of these friendships fell apart. And maybe that's really the last time we interacted with a lot of these people is when we were all kids. And so seeing Aubrey as a nail bat wielding dangerous young adult is quite shocking for little Brady here. It's quite shocking for me as well. And so I had this dream and I thought about that and I thought, all right, I gotta dive back into this world and find out. So we're meant to go to Faraway Park here. Oh, the little doggy's out. Let's say hi to the dog. Kel being another very good, very safe friend for us in this world. And so far he's, I know I shit on him a lot in Headspace, but he's actually my favorite character in this world. And here I'm just realizing I didn't turn my light on. So there we are. Like I said, I'm having dark thoughts. So dark that I'm distracted. I'm distracted by the whimsical presentation of this seemingly normal life that we have and the deep, depressing inner world that we retreat into. But yeah, Kel, he's my favorite character in the game so far. I'm shitting on him in Headspace, but here, this is actually such a good thing for us. I've often brought this idea up that when I'm in a therapy session, a big part of that is using the therapeutic interventions and skills and all of that stuff. But a lot of it is also setting the emotional baseline. Remember I talked about how we're trying to find a healthy baseline for someone like Omori. When we're so deep in that numbness, we may not even know what that looks like. And so when someone tells me about something traumatic that happens to them, I neither give it a, oh my God, that's so horrible. I don't give it that kind of reaction because I want to model for them, that is tough. That's a really difficult thing that you've gone through. But one, this is a safe place to talk about it, but it's capable of visiting that subject within your baseline. And so there's no need to suppress, we're safe to talk about it here. And there's all kinds of things I'm doing with my nonverbal communication. I go into sort of this therapeutic voice that's kind of a lower register, but is supposed to be very calming. And sometimes it's also about not talking. It's about letting there just be space for that. And so that's what I really took away from, when Kel was like, hey, Brady, you probably shouldn't have that dangerous, sharp knife. Even though it totally saved us in the encounter with Aubrey. And we may very well need it moments from now when we confront her. But that was a good thing that he did, kind of modeling for us the safe balance of, hey, it's okay to talk about this. I'm not going to shame you for it. I'm not going to say you're crazy or you're dangerous. But at the same time, giving it a very real, it is, pretty unsafe to be carrying that around. Why don't you let me hang on to that? Very emotionally mature, Kel. Love him for that. Now let's see what happens when we actually need to use the knife for lethal force. Which I hope doesn't happen, by the way. I don't want to hurt Aubrey. She's my favorite character in Headspace. And I really don't want these kids to be fighting, especially not seriously. So I don't know. Part of me is also hoping that this is some kind of distortion of reality as well. let's find out. Got a shivering tree here. What's that all about? Looks like Aubrey isn't here. Wait, I know you. Your name's Charlie, right? I see you hanging around Aubrey sometimes. You know where she is? You know, Charlie, I can tell you're not really the mean type of person. Look at that. Okay, it's so much emotional insight in this little boy. Aubrey took something important from Basil, and we need to get it back. Is there any way you can help us? Nope. There's a child in the tree. Who, what, and where now? What'd you do that for? Ah, if it isn't Kel and that weird knife guy. So we've got a rep. All right, little Brady's got a rep. He's the dagger kid. This is the best game ever. This is the best game for me to roleplay myself in. Worthy adversaries for the great and mighty Angel. Finally, it's time for you to meet your doom. Do we have to like go through an elite four of little punk children to get to the boss, Aubrey? Angel, we don't have time for this. We just want to find Aubrey and fight Aubrey. Well, not really. You gotta have the knife for protection, but you don't gotta use it. Do you know where she is? You seek Aubrey, do you? Interesting! I will tell you what I know. But first, you must best me in a battle. Battle? But I don't want to punch a kid. Very reasonable child. You won't be able to lay a finger on me. Come on! Let's sick him, Charlie. All right. I guess we're scrapping. I love how Charlie's face doesn't even fit. Okay. Well, what am I fighting with? Just my fists? Please. It's a little too real to see us wielding the knife in this environment. Okay, basketball's reasonable. Gave us a little chop. Okay, so we're using our fists. That's all right. We'll keep the knife for the real combat. All right, he's got some hands as well. Basically, like half of his health. You surprised me, Kel. You would make a worthy rival for my master. Yeah, fuck him up, Brady. Wait a second. Is that Kel being sad because he's fighting? You'll pay for this. Oh my god, I actually love that. He was sad because we're fighting. How could this be? My training was all for nothing. My head hurts. You're the one who started it. You bully! Bro, you literally said, we need to go through you to get to your master. Okay, Angel. It's time to be serious now. We beat you and Charlie, so tell us where Aubrey is. Promise is a promise, I suppose. I will honor my word, and I will tell you what I know. The truth is, Aubrey is somewhere in Faraway Town. Probably. Dang it, Angel, you better not be messing around or else... Told you I'd tell you what I know. And the truth is, I don't know anything. Angel, you better tell us where she is now, or else I'll tell everyone about that time you wet your bed at summer camp. The blackmail. What? You can't do that. That's cheating. Anyway, I really don't know. Maybe you can ask my master, the Maverick. He's the keeper of all knowledge. He told me that himself. The Maverick? No, you mean that weird kid, Mikhail? Don't you dare call him by that name. He would take great offense to that. I see, so it is him. Where can I find the Maverick? I'll tell you what I know, but you'll have to fight me first. We just did. Or I can tell everyone about that time you... Yeah! Okay, fine, I'll talk. You went to the fountain at Faraway Plaza. He said he was going to meet some girls there for a date or something. So this actually kind of parallels the story of the space boyfriend, I should say. Space ex-boyfriend. Disgusting. Come on, Brady. Let's go to Faraway Plaza. I think we're done here. Okay, this would actually throw kind of a wrench in my theory, which is if little Brady's been in his house for 4 or 5 years, how would his dreamscape world have actual parallels to the real goings on of kids in this town? Unless he was aware of them. I mean, I guess he could be inside and like Mari could be telling him he could be getting some ops somehow. Look like you're hurt. Here's a bandage. Okay. Thanks, little kid. It's not all bad out there in the park. Okay? Sometimes you get a dangerous gang of scooter kids. Sometimes you get a little medic. But something gives me the sensation that we're surrounded by trauma. And that this is a very unassuming little playground. I don't know. I just don't buy this world. For some reason. Although, it would be totally viable to have a story that's like, you know what? Even people in the picturesque suburbs can have really bad mental health. Like Lil Brady. And then I told him, it's not Maverick, it's the Maverick. Oh, the Maverick, you're so funny. Oh, wow, what an amazing story, the Maverick. Girls, please. There's enough of me to go around. Okay. We gotta fuck this kid up. Mikhail, what are you doing? It's totally the Space Boy, but isn't Kale. And there was like a little Space Boy silhouette on the top of the hobby store earlier I didn't mention. My arch nemesis. Finally here to admit defeat, are you? I don't have time for this, Mikhail. Kel is way too mature for this bullshit. We're looking for Aubrey. Have you seen her around? Stop calling me that. I cast away that name a long time ago. Mikhail, do you know where she is or not? Again with that godforsaken name. How dare you make a fool out of me? I, the Maverick, will not stand for this. Prepare to face your doom. Watch this, ladies. I'll wipe the floor with this loser. Please, Mikhail, don't do this to you. Oh, man. Okay, Kel is the best character. I just love his attitude. He's just like, bro, don't even embarrass yourself here. If only I could get this energy in Headspace. But although it is pretty appropriate, like it seems like Kel has matured into this version of himself. And I want to talk about what my idea of why or how that could be. But first, let's let's get through this little combat scenario. Fight me, you wad. Don't be a chicken. Are we really gonna do this? Come on then, Brady. Let's take him down. The Maverick. Oh, Kel, you pitiful fool. You don't stand a chance against the Maverick. Well, Kel actually seems pretty pleased with himself here. So maybe he wasn't sad from the fact that we were fighting. We might have gotten a debuff that I didn't notice. Oh, okay, so yeah, he made fun of us and that made us angry. Not bad. But this fight's just getting started. Yeah, fuck him up, Kel. As expected of my rival. But I must tell you, while you were fooling around playing sports, I was honing my techniques just for this moment. You'll never reach my level of skill. Going down, Kel. Ha! Is that all you've got? I've only been using 10% of my power. Behold! My final form. What, is he gonna like untuck his shirt? Kel encourages Brady, raises Brady's attack. Oh, shit! I should be doing that. So why don't we, let's give Kel some heals, and then let's give Brady a buff. Nice! Interesting that it doesn't change our emotions, though. It just makes us hit a little harder. Is that saying something deep about how encouragement doesn't necessarily give you positive emotion, but it can be a very valuable psychological force nonetheless? Maybe. Maybe it's just a simple game mechanic. Or maybe it's something really deep. I bet you're regretting your decision now. I'm just way too cool for you. You're nothing but a loser. I don't like the way he's slapping my boy Kel up. It's only a matter of time before you tire yourselves out. My victory is imminent. I'll admit, I'm impressed, but you're still light years away from defeating me. Bro, we're like 2 hits away from defeating you. He's not even fighting me. Bro is so focused on Kel, who is just tanking this little punk. That little Brady is he's coming in with the side punches and the uppercuts. He's my real damage dealer. This is impossible, improbable, absolutely inconceivable. Yeah, whack him. Yeah, no, I won't let it end here. No, it can't be over for me. People of Earth, lend me your strength. Okay. What's with this guy? He's so lame. This isn't worth $10. Let's get out of here. Oh, bro. Bro. Paid fans. Oh, I'm ready for the crash out. Ladies, please come back. I have more money. Oh, how embarrassing. Watch though, Kel coming in with the empathy. He's too good for this world. I hope something traumatic doesn't happen to him. Mikhail, there's no one here by that name. Please, I'll never ask you for anything again in my life. Just tell us where Aubrey is and we'll go. I really, really like this about Kel. Okay. Again, he's developing into my favorite character, and here is why. Okay, he's using a style of communication called assertive compassion. And it's this like really nice balance of standing by your values, having very firm boundaries, which is an assertive way to communicate, but not being aggressive. Like the compassion part is still recognizing and acknowledging like the other person's needs, which may be different from yours. And so it's a very like self-respecting thing. Like, no, I'm not going to do this for you, but I will help you find another way, right? Like that's assertive compassion. And it's something that I have to use all the time as a clinician when I feel like there's a little bit of need for like tough love. And so what it might sound like is if someone's regressing back to something we've already sort of worked through, you know, you might hear me say something in a session like, look, you've been in this place before, okay? And we've moved through this. Like I've seen you do that. I've seen you overcome this obstacle or something similar. But right now, what you're doing is giving yourself an excuse. So it's coming back to that idea of like strengths-based interventions, right? Like I am being assertive. I'm not softening my approach by like sort of indirectly suggesting something. Like I would only do this if I have really strong rapport with a client and I know that that's a safe boundary for me to sort of press up against, right? Like that's part of why I think Kel is so emotionally intelligent, is because he can detect what is a safe boundary to press. For example, with Mikhail, who he has a prior relationship with, it seems. He did the same thing when he talked to little Sonny Brady here about like coming out of his home and that sort of thing. So it shows understanding of the other person, but a willingness to press up against those boundaries in an effort to motivate them with their own strengths. Like, you are giving yourself an excuse here, okay? I've seen you overcome this, and this is coming back to a pattern of behavior that we've already worked through. So it's being very direct, but it's also having that compassion to say like, you can do this. Like, I believe in you. It's not dismissing them as like, come on, get your shit together. Like, honestly, I thought you were better than this. So like, what are we doing here? Are we wasting our time? Like that would not be this, okay? It comes down to like some of the handling and delivery of those statements, which you can see in the way that Kel is communicating as well, where he is not folding to the idea of like, I'm going to call you this ridiculous name. He's like, look, Mikhail, okay, the assertive part. I'm not going to call you that ridiculous name. Let's just move past this. It's time to take this seriously, okay? But I can also recognize you're going through something difficult and you're in a vulnerable state. I'm trying to tell you that there is something more serious going on and I need you for this. You can help me. And so he's bringing him out of that doom spiral, this like identity crisis that both Brady and Mikhail are having at this moment. He also tried it with Aubrey, like, you know, confronting the good things about her, but not backing down either. And so I just love that. Like this is my favorite kind of communication style, because coming back to some of the techniques I was talking about before, like I do like a bit of confrontation, you know, in my therapy work, but not the kind of confrontation that's designed to like highlight people's flaws. It's the kind of confrontation that highlights their strengths. I've seen you succeed at this before. I know that you can do it, right? Mikhail, you are good enough as Mikhail. You don't need to do this. You don't need to pay for friends. So, like, stop fooling around. Just learn how to be comfortable with yourself, okay? You are good enough for that. Like, that's this kind of shit, and I am all for it. I wonder if his, like, name will change there, if he accepts. Okay, fine. I do happen to know where she is, and I'll tell you, on one condition. You must call me by my true name, the Maverick. Oh, forget it. Let's just go find Kim. She probably knows where Aubrey is. Her and Vance are major sugarheads. So, and when this like runs out, you know, like the other person has to be willing to participate in that, like to receive that. That's why a certain amount of rapport is usually necessary. But you can see he's like much more willing to say, all right, you know, I'm not gonna like insult you and say, no, you're stupid. I'm never calling you that, you idiot. He just very assertively says, all right, forget it. This isn't going to work. I'm going to find another way to do this. You know, I hope you figured this out. Her and Vance are major sugarheads, so I have a hunch that they're probably somewhere near Candy. And he's also a great detective. Like, is there anything my boy cannot do? I just love that. Wow, that boy with the blonde wig is so cool. I wish I had his confidence. Yikes. Yo, I'm Michael, a soon-to-be traveling musician. I've been playing guitar here at the town plaza for years, but I think I'm finally ready to move on. Will you help me reach my goal? Anything will help. I'll give him a 1. Yeah, I'll give you a $1. Looks like I still have quite a bit to go. Okay. Donation box. All right, well, maybe we'll front him a couple more. Found a coin. So we're looking for the candy shop, I guess. This is like a hardware store. Fix it. Got some flowers. Might as well grab some. I see you staring at that help wanted poster. Are you interested in a quick job? Sure. You're taking this job, Brady? In that case, I'll come back for you later. Work hard, okay? Okay. I guess we don't have other important business to do. All right, kid, take a look at those shelves behind you, and you'll probably notice everything is a big jumbled mess. You think with a sign above the shelf, it'd be obvious where to put things, but people just don't give a crap these days. I hate working retail. Anyway, the sign above the shelf shows what product should be on display. Your job is to move everything back to its rightful place, got it? Okay, sounds simple. Wow, that was as tedious as real work. Excellent work, kid. Here's $30. Don't spend it all in one place. All right, that was worth it. How'd you do? While you were working, I decided to play some basketball at the park. Man, that was fun. Well, I'm ready when you are. All right. After all this time, we finally moved in together. This is so exciting, isn't it, Sean? Yeah, this is the start of the rest of our lives. Now it's time to make our first important decision. What color should we paint our house's walls? Anything will work. I could go any way too. Don't worry about me. You can choose, Karen. Oh, Sean, you're too selfless. I don't need to pick a wall color. Just pick one. Karen, if we keep doing this, we're going to be stuck here forever. Yeah, exactly. Just be decisive. What if we just close our eyes and pick a color? That way the result will be completely impartial. Let's do it. I'm glad I'm getting involved in this. Oh my god, the indecision in their relationship. We're not getting... Let's get a stranger to help us. Pick a color. Make it random. What's this wallpaper doing here in the paint section? It must have gotten misplaced. Well, it's not really what I was expecting, but I'm kind of digging it. Wallpaper seems neat. Okay, so they got a new house. It's got a yellow roof near the church. Housewarming. Yeah, I could join. 2 days from now. Okay. How's your day been? Today is the day I'm finally going to be fixing the link in my house. Oh my god, everyone just wants to tell me their whole fucking life story. Stubborn leak in my house. It's been getting worse. I'm hearing the dripping sound on the water. It's gonna fix it. I actually do have this problem in real life, though. Not necessarily a problem, more of a quirk of... Well, it's hard to even say it's a quirk of being a therapist because it's not like I go around just saying that. You know, I'll just be somewhere, and if I ever say anything to anyone that's just like a little bit off script from like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? I'll say like, oh, I really like that bracelet that you have on or something. And then like, I don't really intend for it to go much further than that. I'm just sort of being polite, but all the time it'll be like, oh, my bracelet. Oh, this thing, you know, I got it from my ex-boyfriend who I just broke up with, but I really like the bracelet. And now I'm kind of struggling with like whether I should get rid of it or not. What do you think? And I'm like, like almost every conversation starts to become a therapy session. I don't know what it is about me, but like, and other therapist friends I have this problem, quirk as well. You just strike up a conversation and there's something about you is, I guess, I don't know, the kinds of questions you ask or the way you come off that just invites people to start telling you things, like really deep things sometimes. It's just kind of interesting. It feels a little bit like this. You just start, and then if you do tell them you're a therapist, like if I go get a haircut, you know, pretty common. People would say, "Hey, what do you do for work?" "Oh, I'm a therapist." Well, let me tell you about my life. It's pretty funny. If you want to come by and watch the momentous occasion, please be my guest. All right, so I guess we're just getting invited to everyone's houses. It's a little odd, actually, inviting this little teenage boy over. Whatever. You guys don't know what I'm involved in. all this gang activity. Let's go check out the candy aisle. Oh, it's a candy store. Oh, and there's the pigtail girl. Knowing Kim and Vance, they're probably somewhere around here. Oh, hey, there she is. Hurry, Vance. Let's shove it all in our pockets before someone sees us. Hey, Kim, have you seen Aubrey anywhere? Shoot, it's that nerd, Kel. Anyone who is calling him a nerd is lost in this world. He is the most emotionally mature, strongest, most sportsy, kind little combat soldier in this little playground environment. Whoa, hold on there. I don't think you paid for those. Kel for president. Kel for president, guys. Get out of my way, nerd. You don't know me. It's not here to snitch. We just need to find Aubrey. You know where she is? Aubrey? I don't know anything about that. She's probably at the hospital or something. I mean, we might have slashed her up good. I don't know anything about that. Even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. I've had enough of this for today. Let's make a deal. You tell me where Aubrey is, and I won't turn you in for stealing all that candy. He's okay. Part of Assertive compassion is not blackmail, all right? But you know, my boy is resourceful. Okay. Thought you said you weren't a snitch, and I don't need to be if you just tell me where Aubrey is. I don't think he'd really do it. That's the thing. You two again. I thought I told you to never come back in here. Uh-oh. Hand over the stolen candy. Don't make me call the cops on you kids. We've been busted. Fine. Here's your stupid candy. Where are the parents? Where are the parents in this game? Okay. Like, they're just letting all these kids roam around in this environment with nail bats and they're just stealing stuff. Like, there's something going on in this environment. Some of this is like regular kid developmentally appropriate activity, sure, but some of it is not really. And also, like, why aren't they at school? Is school a thing? If we go to school, how come Kel hasn't seen us in like 3 years? Does Brady go to school? Wait. Yeah, okay. I guess you can't be perfect. Come on, Brady, let's follow them. Right. Hi, it's me, the happy and cheery Miss Candace. What would you like today? Take some candy. Hold on a sec, Brady. I think I have an idea. Sorry for the holdup. Let's go catch up to Kim and Vance. I have one job, and it's to sell meat. Should I buy some meat? Sure. For making hamburgers. Sells fish. It's starting to get expensive. I mean, it's hard out there for a kid. You know? The prices of groceries are astronomical. It's good to see so many young people these days taking care of the planet. Yeah, well, if they lower the costs, that'd be nice. Not gonna be many young children to keep the planet alive if the fucking economy kills us. Just buying all the healthy stuff, huh? Alright. Oh, yeah, this would be pretty good. Let's take some bandages. Get 10 of those bad boys. Gotta stock up. It's probably a lot of combat. Sorry, Vance. No candy today. No, not again. If I've learned anything so far, it's that, like, our initial impression of people is usually that they're punks or jerks or something, but there's probably... Why would these kids be stealing candy? Are they really just punks? Maybe they have abusive parents. And this is their only way of escaping into the world. We're gonna die. Let's just go home. We're gonna be late for dinner. Wait, Kim, I have something for you. Did my boy just buy some candy? Got you a big bag of candy. Really? The whole bag? I mean, wait, you can't buy us off with candy. What do you take us for? Easy bribes? I don't know, Kim. We haven't had candy for an entire week. And there's a whole bag right in front of us. We don't even have to pay for it. Can you at least ask if he has any taffy in there? Stop it, Vance. We have to stay strong. When we go to Dad's house, we'll be able to have all the candy we want. Divorced. Okay, I'll do it for you, sis. Kim, Vance, I'm waiting. Like we'd accept candy from a bunch of nerds. Oh man, really? I was sure that'd work. This is a waste of time. Let's get out of here. Hit him with the assertive compassion, Kel. Please, Kim, you're the only lead we've got. Please take the big bag of candy. We even have taffy in here. Did someone say taffy? I see. That changes everything. Fine. You really want to know that badly, huh? Let's settle this with our fists. Why is everyone fighting in this place? Like, you know, kids fight all the time, but like, multiple combat scenarios in a day is pretty atypical. I mean, we haven't even left our house in like 3 years or something. And suddenly we walk outside and like everyone wants to beat us up. No wonder we're traumatized and carrying a knife. If we win, you give us that bag of taffy and we never talk again. No need to fight. If you just tell me where she is, I'll give you the whole bag. But I want to fight. Definitely something going on at home. Likely having to fight for attention. They've got, you know, divorced parents. It's common for kids to act out, you know, in their environment, get into fights at school, get into fights in the neighborhood, because then the parents have to be together to deal with the fight, right? Like starting a fight in the schoolyard might cause both parents to be called into the school or whatever, and kids will do anything just to see their parents together, even if there's not under good circumstances. And so, like, fighting everyone becomes kind of a survival instinct. Like, one way you can think about this is like, these kids have a low calorie diet of attention, right? Every kid needs a certain amount of attention from their parents to be like sort of satiated by, you know, a healthy home environment. And when you have to live on low calories, what happens when we have low calorie actual diet, well, we will resort to extreme measures of restriction or overindulgence. And so despite the fact that they might be able to pay for the candy, they might steal it, you know, despite the fact that getting them in trouble doesn't get them good attention, it gets them attention. And so like, yeah, some of that behavior can be explained by this low calorie diet of attention in the home. What is with you guys in fighting? Guess we have no choice. Come on, Brady. You know the drill. By now I do, yeah. Oh, looks like, I was about to say, is Vance like smoking a cig as well? Or that could be a candy lollipop or something. Not about to lose to nerds like you. Who are you calling a nerd? He is literally like a sports boy. I think we gotta take out Vance first. Oh shit. Oh shit! Hitting kind of hard. All right, let's heal up here. Use the first aid kit. And we'll encourage little Brady. Patch it up. It's so interesting how they don't even try to attack me. Like, what is going on there? You just don't think I'm a threat unless I got a sharp weapon? Or is there something else to that? Ugh, you're still nerds. Defeated. I can't believe we lost. We can never let Aubrey know about this. Ooh, another revealing comment. The gang becomes the sense of community that they don't have at home. It's almost time for dinner, and Mom's gonna be really mad if we're late. Let's get out of here. Where do you think you're going? We won, so you need to tell us where Aubrey is. Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't know. Oh, shit! She actually came through. Okay. Aubrey's at the church. The one near her house. Aubrey's at church? Hey, don't look at me. You're the one who wanted to know. Also, if she asks you who told her, tell her it wasn't me. Say it was Mikhail or something. Come on, Kim. We gotta scoot. You know how Mom gets when we're late. How does Mom get when you're late? Smell you later. Nerds! Learned behavior as well. Insulting. Maybe Mom gets really insulting. Oh, nuts. They took the big bag of candy while I wasn't looking. Those two have got some sticky fingers. Oh well. At least we know where Aubrey is now. Or at least, I think we do. Can't really imagine Aubrey at church. Believe it when I see it. Alright. So another thing to think about in terms of like the behavior we're seeing from these kids is that they're reinforcing the habits that they might see at home or in other areas of their environment. But we're not doing that. We're using assertive compassion. Kel is, at least. Sonny Brady is just mute. He speaks with his fists, really. And sharp weapons sometimes. But assertive compassion has a restorative effect by modeling the like sort of strength of firm boundaries. But it is about encouraging like self-control rather than external control. So the parents at home might be saying, you need to clean up your stuff, and adding layers of insult to that. Like, you're such a bad kid, you know, why can't you do this or why can't you do that? And so it's not teaching responsibility with like kindness, it's teaching responsibility with punishment. Punishment both in like, I'll take this thing away from you or you'll get hit, but also punishment in I'm gonna deny you attention and affection as well. And what also comes through with that is like, this is a one-way sort of boundary. You do what I say and you listen, otherwise there's consequences. And with assertive compassion, it's like, we are still being firm. We're still making a very clear case for like, this needs to get done, okay? But I know that you're responsible, okay? I trust you to do it. So I wanna see that you're able to do it. And the end result, if you can get this done, is that we'll all get to go home early, or, you know, things will be clean, or they'll be in better shape, or whatever like the objective is with the confrontation. But you're modeling like firm boundaries, but with respect for the other person, respect for yourself, collaboration, strengths-based. Like it's great. And it can have a restorative effect by role modeling that it is possible to get your needs met, to be strong, to be like forceful without needing to degrade, punish, insult the other person in the way that like Kim was not able to do. Like even despite, well, both of these situations, like Mikhail stays in denial and, you know, demands that is not willing to compromise. And Kim, despite losing the battle, is still calling us nerds. Like they don't know how to get that need met, that inner need that like it seems Kel is able to, which is to feel good about myself. I don't need to put you down. Probably because they don't see that anywhere else. And it's like kind of a shock to the system to see a little kid like Kel doing that, because it's probably atypical for them. So it's a very good communication style that I'm really proud, it seems, that Kel has learned. Okay, so I guess we're heading to the church. I don't exactly know where that is. Okay, maybe it's past our house. Here we are. Little bicycle. Aubrey's old blue bike. Maybe, should I check out the houses as well, just to see? Hey kids, you're here just in time to watch me fix this pipe once in front. Kind of odd that he's just inviting us in to do that. Oh, and he's just here drinking. Just a few more last-minute adjustments and I can finally put this baby to rest. This is very concerning. Ah, the sweet sound of silence at last. Rats. I guess I'll try again tomorrow. Here's $1, kids. Go get yourself some candy or something. Okay, so the house is falling apart. You just got booze lying around. I'll pick that up for you. Moldy fast food. All right. Just let me wander around in your house, I guess. Got a mirror. Oh, that's pretty neat. Go into the bathroom and Kel doesn't follow us. Stacks of magazines. Well, can certainly tell a lot about someone's environment. This is someone who's not keeping up with it very well. Okay, some tools, newspaper, brain juice. Is this one of the kid's parents? Because this is not a good environment for a kid. Wardrobe. Looks like a kid does live here. Taffy on the sheets. Could this be Dad's house? Is this Vance and Kim's dad's house? Cards and candy. 2 out of 10. Well, it would make sense that, yeah, Dad lets us eat all the candy we want. I don't know, something's up. Okay, we'll revisit that. I'm gonna file that away in concerned environmental hazard for pliably developing children. Okay. The lack of supervision and leaky pipes and trash, alcohol, like, come on, man. This game is gonna probably fuck me up because this is the kind of stuff that I have sensitive, emotional, like, reactions to, because when I work with adults, there's a lot of layers you have to sort of hold in your mind about why someone is the way that they are and how they ended up that way and what some of their behaviors mean. And there's certain grace that you can give someone for, oh, you grew up this way, your childhood was like that, your parents never gave you this. But the moment you become aware of something, you become responsible for it, right? Like if you're in therapy and you discover that, oh, these patterns of self-destructive behavior are learned behaviors from my alcoholic dad or my whatever, and it's like, all right, well, once you become aware of that, now it's your responsibility. You can't sort of like lean on that and just use that as the excuse to continue, self-destructing yourself. It's time to start doing the work. But that awareness and responsibility is like a very adult level thing, okay? Like a child, not in control of their environment, not really responsible for many things that are the conditions of their life. And so like when I see like parents neglecting their children and like the psychological damage they're doing up front, it's a very challenging thing for me. I have a very hard time with it. I have a very hard time like withholding my inner rage about it. Which I think this game is going to poke quite a bit at from what I'm seeing here. Well, here we are. This is really the last place I'd expect her. I don't even know what to expect anymore. I'm kind of skeptical, actually. It might be a trap. I'll open the door a little to take a peek. Looks normal to me. I think they're in the middle of a sermon. Oh, there she is on the right. She's just sitting there. Normal. It's weird. Yeah, I'd feel pretty bad about interrupting this. Should probably wait until the sermon's over or something. Whoever is raising Kel is doing a good job, though. Unless no one is raising Kel. Maybe Hero. Maybe is Hero like one of those, I don't know, for whatever reason they don't have their parents and Hero has stepped into the parental role. I'm just speculating at all this stuff. My like psychological tripwires for certain things is starting to pop off because these are real world things. Okay, it's like hard to make sense of abstractions in headspace, but you give me some real world content and my brain starts firing off into all kinds of things. And normally I would have like the person in front of me to ask questions and discover this stuff. So I'm sort of just pulling at threads, but that's part of the fun. I mean, I guess we'll just go inside. I didn't expect you to just walk in like that, Brady. Well, there's no turning back now. Come on. I have to be really quiet. Yes, very quiet. Okay. Shall we just sit down next to her? There she is. To the pew behind her. Okay. Aubrey. Psst. Aubrey. What the heck are you guys doing here? We wanted you to give back Basil's photo album. You're still on about that? It's none of your business. Really? None of my business? We all used to be best friends, but now this is none of my business. He's like genuinely hurt by that. I'm genuinely hurt by that. Yeah, Kel. Exactly. We used to be friends. You know, Mari would be really sad to hear that. Mari would be really sad. Is that saying what I think it's saying? So Mari passed away then. Okay, that's starting to fill in some of the blanks. At least one major point of trauma for little Sonny Brady there. losing his big sister like that. But maybe she was also kind of like the person who held this friend group together. And if she's gone, they all could have gone separate ways. And maybe that even explains part of Headspace's fixation on like a certain period of time where not just that they were all friends, but a time where Mari was still alive. That would have been the ages of all of the kids as well. Okay. Really? You really want to bring Mari into this? Who cares what Mari thinks? Mari's dead. Aubrey, seriously? What's wrong with you? She's suppressing the feelings around it too. I get that you have new friends now, but you can't just forget your old friends like that. My old friends? My old friends weren't there for me when I needed them. So that's what this is all about. When Mari passed on, we were all dealing with our own stuff. We were kids. It's hard. I think it's also simple. We've always been simple, Kel. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Kel's... You don't know this, Kel, Aubrey. I hope you get to. So what if I am? I'd rather be simple than be like you. Oh, this is painful. This is so painful. How could you do that to Basil? You know how important his photo album is to him. It's important to all of us. That doesn't mean you could just steal it. Is that what Basil told you? I'm the one keeping it safe. What? What are you talking about? That photo album belongs to Basil, and I'm not leaving until you agree to give it back. You're so persistent. When Mari died, you moved on so fast. You know why I come here every week? Even after all this time, I'm still trying to find some peace. But it doesn't look like that's happening today. We haven't talked in 4 years, Kel. A lot changes in 4 years. You and Brady think you can just barge back into my life and tell me what to do? Don't be so naive. You might look different and act different, Aubrey, but you're still the same person. The Aubrey you knew is long gone. And the Aubrey that was your friend, she's long gone too. Okay, fine. I get that you're angry. Look, if it's an apology you want, here. I'm sorry, okay? I should have been there for you when we lost Mari. No. I won't accept this. Wait. Where are you going? I can't let you go until you promise to give Basil's photo album back, you thief! What's happening? Basil? Isn't that the boy who I've seen Aubrey and her friends bully? Now she's stealing as well? Oh, shit. Oops. Oh, no! No! We're driving them even further apart. You think you're the good guy, don't you, Kel? I'm the big bad bully. No, it's a lot more nuanced than that. Here to terrorize poor, defenseless Basil. What is going on? You're the one hanging out with a psychopath who carries around a knife. Hard to argue with. Now's not the time to do this, Aubrey. You don't get to say that. Well, okay, also, a knife's not that far removed from a nail bat, Aubrey, in the interest of fairness. You're the one who barged in here. I already said I was sorry for everything. She's got the bat! She's got it in church. You want me to be a bully? Then I'll be a bully. You two better come me quick. Come at you first. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't like this at all. This is horrible. Look at her clothing. It's completely inappropriate for church. There's so many identity things going on in here. This is gonna be a lot to unpack. But yeah, I don't think we really stand a chance here. Can't believe she'd bring a weapon in here. How uncivilized. Yeah, there's no way. This must be one of those fights you lose. Why are you here? What do these delinquents think they're doing? This is a place of worship. Maybe we can win the fight. I don't know. Someone needs to stop them. Where are their parents? Hey! I also would like to know. Aubrey spits on your shoe. Damn, that's violent. That girl is a threat to this neighborhood. There's no hope for sinners like her. Okay, let's calm down. Our ultimate skill. I always thought she would be trouble. Pastor should have kicked her out a long time ago. Oh, man. Serves you right, Kel. Now, leave me alone. Ever since her father left. No, all the trauma. It's all coming together. She's so uncontrollable, disrespectful. I feel bad for her mother. Shoot. I know she's been kind of messed up lately, but I still feel sorry for her. Maybe this was a bad idea. Well, yeah, it did kind of fall apart, didn't it? And I don't take that as, intentionally malicious. I think that this is a very emotionally charged subject, much harder for the assertive compassion needle to be threaded so finely as we had before. Because, yeah, we've got big feelings about this too. God, there's so much going on. Okay. I gotta see what's next. So the day is ending. Did you see that? She just dumped something into her trash can. Let's check it out. The photo album? I don't believe it. It's the photo album. Can't believe she would just throw it out like that. It's a good thing we looked through this trash can. But on the right side, at least we have Basil's photo album now. It only took us half a day, too. Talk about teamwork. How about a high five, Brady? Of course I want a high five. Let's give this back to Basil before it gets dark. He'll be so happy when he sees it. And so that's where my perspective about kids comes back into play. Like, there are so many things that a kid is not in control of, whether their parents are together, whether their environment is even like well maintained. Like, this seems to be like, kind of a less nice area of the neighborhood. There's cracks on her house and the roof is falling apart. There's a stop sign in her front yard for some reason. And so with so many things like out of a child's control and that they're not responsible for changing, they don't have the ability or maturity to yet, you know, we all have the same needs of love and belonging and to feel empowered in our lives. And so when you have less resources than someone else, and you still need to get those needs of attention and empowerment met, you are on a low calorie diet of this stuff. And things like changing her appearance and having the bad, they become a part of not just the sense of survival, but they become like the only things about her identity that she truly owns. I was born into this life. My parents made this decision. I don't have that opportunity. My friend passed away. Like, so many things happen to us. And so the things that she's actually chosen, the ones that give her a sense of self-expression, the one that gives her a sense of empowerment, it's not so easy to just discard them because it's strange to someone else or, you know, seems dangerous, and so much judgment around her as well from the community. It only hardens the attachment to those things and drives further away. People like Kel and little Sunny here who may have an opportunity to connect with her again. But we've been associated with the same crowd that just kind of kicked her out of the church or drove her out. And so it's a very lonely life to feel disconnected from your community, disconnected from your own emotions, and to substitute connection with intimidation, to substitute accessing the deep feelings of grief with this kind of hardened independence from them. And I've had some cases like Aubrey where at the beginning they were so intent on seeming strong and intimidating and wanted me to know how dangerous they were. You know, the kind of person who is not there to see me by choice, but has gotten into some trouble early on in their life and then, you know, has a probation requirement that you need to be in therapy. And it was hard at first to figure out how to treat a person like that therapeutically, because I can burrow into my therapy styles and books and what's the most appropriate method and, you know, what techniques will work and, like, you know, how do I be assertive and compassionate and what kind of language and all of this stuff, all this like theory crafting. But honestly, the most effective thing that I've found is actually the simplest, which is that you just have to be kind to them because they're just not even used to it. They're so used to being on the defensive, and the idea of someone asking them to be vulnerable is like a threat to them. And so I don't go into that. This is actually not the technique to use. You know, I don't go in saying you need to be vulnerable and, you know, this is a trusting relationship and that sort of thing. I can't establish that for them. That has to be something that they discover. And so I won't really start with therapy. You could actually call it person-centered therapy if you really like, but what it basically means is being kind to them. Giving them something that we call unconditional positive regard. Which means no matter what you say to me, no matter how mean you are, no matter how much you try to get a rise out of me so that we can fight and you can validate that, yes, I really am the bad guy and you are always right to be defensive, no matter what the circumstances are, I have unconditional support for you. And there is no timeline on that. Everyone's different, but with the right dose, it starts to bring some of that out for themselves. Because like I said, ultimately working on yourself means literally to do that. But you have to find your way to having this for yourself. And if you don't even know what that is, someone needs to show it to you first. And unfortunately, with how complicated our lives are, it's not always a guarantee that you're going to have someone like that, who is a friend, who is a parent, partner. And so if nothing else, if I had no other credentials, that is my number one priority, especially when working with someone like Aubrey, is to show to them that no matter what you do or say, okay, this personality that you've developed as a survival mechanism doesn't help you survive here, because the things that it's covering up are not a threat to you anymore. The person that's very wounded underneath all of that trauma is not a threat to you. Can we have unconditional positive feelings toward them? First from, let's say, myself, and then from yourself. And then some of the harder work can start. But you gotta have that first. And then I think that's where I get sort of like hard in my feelings about it, because I'm like, who am I to this person? I'm a stranger that comes into their life and is just trained to present that. And yes, I really do feel it, but like, why can the people who are actually responsible not have this? Like, I'm not a parent. I honestly don't know if I could be, because it seems very complicated, but this should not be. This absolutely should not be, okay? And it's not that I resent it, like, oh, woe is me, why do I have to be the person who gives this to them? Why can't their parents? Like, it's not that kind of feeling. But I do wonder why this seems impossible for so many people. Because how is a child supposed to develop unconditional self-love if they've never seen that role modeled for them by someone else? And not someone like me, who they have to build all this trust with first. But from someone who that should be the condition from the beginning of life. And if only it were that simple. Because then you look at the parent's life and maybe they never had this, and it just becomes very complicated, you know? But like I said, once you become aware of it, once you become aware that your child or your friend or someone you care about is starving, has a deficit of your attention or your love, that doesn't have to be a finite resource, okay? Unconditional. You become aware of it, you can take responsibility for it. So, we're gonna go back to Basil's house, and it's clear that this situation has a lot more nuance than it initially seems. Aubrey's not the bad guy here. She's also not the good guy. And, you know, there's probably some space for little Sonny Brady here to have done some fucked up shit that we're not aware of either. It seems like Aubrey seems very smart to me. Like, while she's sort of blunted emotionally, she has her reasons, and they've calcified, and we don't know exactly why, but what I can tell, at least enough from what we've seen from her, is that this is a reaction to her life, not a choice in it. And then there's all the implications of Mari's passing on Sunny and Kel and the whole gang. The game really just unloaded that after like 8 hours of buildup. But I feel like that even just that alone doesn't tie everything together, so there's a lot more to uncover and a lot more to discuss. But for now, let's pause things here. And we'll continue this journey of healing these children with compassion and support, and maybe a little swish and swash of a knife every once in a while. Thank you for watching and enjoying. And I'll see you for the next one very soon. In the meantime, be good to yourselves, and see you soon.